We at the Ego Expo.
Yes,
but
sir.
you already know. I'm right here with Senpai. Let me not tell you the other name. Let's stick with Senpai.
What's the other name?
So pretty much when I came from Ethiopia, my real name is Matios Samson. But then they whitewashed me and called me Matthew. So I go by Senpai.
It's just
completely.
Let me just remix the whole thing.
I'm gonna remix the whole thing.
Oh, I love it. He didn't even go back to the Matios. So
No.
let me go to Senpai.
Further, yes.
Oh my, there's a whole other culture.
Literally, tell us about Senpai. What is Senpai? Who is Senpai?
Pretty much, Senpai, I got that name during high school because I found my passion for anime. And then...
Oh, we found our passion too, bro. That's the time.
Surely from Naruto.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah,
100.
yeah.
That's my.
So we
That's
can
This is proper. This is proper. This is proper.
Yes.
So a lot of people just kind of resonated with that name just due to the fact that the people that I was hanging around with were older.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, wow, you got a little bit of, I don't know, like a wiser mindset than a couple of people. And they just pretty much call me Senpai. So I ran with it.
Why not,
It
man?
became me,
Yeah.
I embraced it fully.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
what is senpai?
Yeah.
So a lot of people think it means master,
But
but
it's actually student. Is it?
no, it means
Whoa.
like elder or like grandfather.
Oh.
So it's a whole complete twist to it. But the thing about that and the reason I resonate with it is because like I'm always striving for the better self. So as someone that's wiser or elder, I feel like embracing senpai is just a continuous chase of being like the better self.
That's pretty sick, man.
Yeah.
I like that. What's the difference between senpai and sensei?
Sensei is
Now he's
master.
getting technical with it now.
I want to know. Senpai, sensei.
Yeah.
I read anime. It says
Yeah.
senpai, and then the other guy says sensei. I say, wait.
But you realize when you're watching animes, you even see that they only call the senpai the one that they really mess with.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
the one
yeah,
they
the
really
one that
mess with.
respect is senpai.
I'm surrounded by anime fans.
Oh yeah. If you don't know now, you know.
Can't relate.
Yeah. Oh wow! And like, so your brand is called Senpai. Tell us about when you started it, why you started it, and what you're doing with your brand.
All right, so just before COVID, I'm an experienced qualified car spray painter, so in the auto industry.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just learned on how to detail cars in the process. So my boss was like, hey man, you have the mindset to do these things, and I see you taking on all these roles and actually leading. So it's like, why don't you start your own business? So I stepped ahead, and then I started detailing people's cars, washing them, wax, polish, and then I had a whole portable trailer that I could just go to people's houses and everything. But I'm the type of person that loves to learn new things, and then I love getting better at it. But then once it becomes like a repetitive routine, I stop liking it. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to challenge myself mentally and actually wanted to do something good within the community that can inspire others to do better. So I just thought about it. I'm just like, all right, how do people put their designs on garments? You know what I mean? How can I represent myself? And then through that process, like in the world that we live in right now with social media, YouTube and Safari, all the information is out there, you know?
Yeah.
And as someone being from Ethiopia, I have resources and things that I can access compared to other people.
Like a whole bunch of culture you can tap into and draw from as well. Yeah.
So I just pushed myself for about maybe 4 months of just hard research, watching YouTube videos.
Yep.
And it got to the point where I know exactly what they're doing within that video. So I'm like, what am I doing just watching this? So
Still
I
just
said,
watching at this point for no reason.
I was
Yeah.
a part of that process because we spent a lot of time together around that time. And I watched him literally watching these videos about how to screen print.
So what were you doing? Just watching him watch videos, or what's
I was like, yeah, you got this.
She was the audience. She was the audience.
You know, that's
For
what's
3
up.
hours.
Yeah, you got that.
Like,
Yeah,
So then I just thought about it, and I was just like, honestly, like you could watch it as many times as you could. Wow, you really won't get that experience until you try it. And I guess like the question of when should I start it should just be now. Like, don't think about it. By the time you think about it, you could have done it. So I was like, just dive straight into it and invest into yourself. You know?
And when you start thinking about it, sometimes you start to talk yourself out of it too, as well.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
And I'm a strong believer in like pretty much don't talk about what you're going to do because that gives you a false sense of accomplishment and you never really get around doing it. So
Senpai's preaching.
hey, so I just feel like do it, and then if you have that type of a mindset, you actually want to do it so you could say you're doing it, you know? So I kept it quiet, just started off screen printing at home. I got all the equipment, and then at one point I was like, you know what, like I gotta start pumping out some content and just like trying to just do better for myself, and also at the same time, like my main goal was to inspire my family. So as being Africans, like my mum, she's like, screen print, what is that? go get a hospital cleaning job or just like be a doctor or something, you know?
Right.
So it's just also like trying to inspire, I guess, the elders and also the younger community in our community to just like explore your creative self.
There's much out there, you know, that
Yes.
to tap
Yeah.
into.
Exactly.
And like you said, there's much that we can draw from that people just need to see as well.
Exactly.
And to be honest, this is a perfect time for us to even bring this out. You're doing something pretty dope here today.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you.
Where you're allowing people to actually screen print their own
Let me
drips.
hold that up for you. I got
There you
you.
go, there you go.
So let me
Yeah.
hold
Hold up on that
Look at
side.
that.
So it's that. As you can see, so you kind of like, you tend to like tap into like the memories and so
Yes.
like, as I can see like Diary of a Wimpy Kid right
So-
here, you know?
So my whole aim in like I guess creating is just
Yeah.
like I want to tap into people's subconscious. So
Yeah.
it's like I want to remind you of a memory that you've had, but you can't really know where it's from. But
Yeah.
then once I tell you where it's from, you
Yeah,
really
you're like,
understand it.
that's
So
the
today,
one, you know?
We're
Yeah.
representing dare to be your authentic self. So instead of like living like a life that everybody expects you to live, just be your authentic self, and I guess just put yourself out there,
Yeah.
be vulnerable. You know what I mean? Regardless of who likes it and who doesn't.
100%. And Loki, that's what I like. Even though you got the name Senpai from anime, watching Naruto, you're not limited to that itself.
Exactly, no.
You know what I mean? You like the name, but then now you're branching out.
Branching out, yeah.
And that's amazing, man.
And I don't want to stick to a theme because I feel like there's a lot of things that describe me, and there's a lot of things that I want to put out there. So it's just like putting yourself in one class kind of restricts you,
Yeah, 100%.
whereas just go all out, man. Just show people who you are. And obviously, there's a lot of people that judge, but who cares? At the end of the day,
100%.
they're not paying your
Yeah,
bills.
who cares?
They're not the one that's actually like taking care of you. So it's
Yeah.
just like by being your authentic self, people that resonate with you will be automatically drawn
the
to
thing,
you. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So that's my
And
main
not
goal.
everyone has got to a point in their journey where they say, who cares? They need to see people doing it themselves, like yourself.
Yeah.
Gives them permission. Do you know what I mean? It
100%.
inspires
Yeah,
them
yeah,
to
yeah.
be authentic. So
So what's the long-term goal with what you're doing?
Honestly, like my long-term goal is just consistently growing myself, whether it's just like 1% a year or like 10% a year or per day.
Yeah.
Like it's just the consistent growth that I'm aiming for. So obviously Senpai Apparel is still in its baby stages, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Still very baby, but what I want to do is just get to a point where I could genuinely say that I'm inspiring others to be their better self
That's
and actually
it.
like get out of their comfort zone. So I'm not restricted to one industry too. I do film photography.
That's what I was about to say. You're tapped into quite a
Yeah.
bit. I mean, you got the film photography. You got the magazine as well. That was dope. That looked pretty sick,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
So like, yeah,
yeah.
you're also dabbling in other little things
Just
here and
try it
there.
out
Yeah.
because like you won't really know what's big until you go out there.
Yeah.
So
and all of these creative things feed into each other. Like
Yeah.
you need to take photos of your brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now you've got
So-
material for your
Yeah,
magazine.
exactly.
Like everything flows in.
at the end of the day, like all these different platforms that I am running and I am involved in, it's just another representation of myself. And it's just like different ways to express myself, and that taps into different audiences around the same
That's
time.
it.
Do you find it difficult to make time for each of the things that you're doing?
Not really. I feel like everybody has the same 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
So it comes down to you to dedicate what is necessary for you and to prioritize it. So we all have the same 24 hours. You said, I don't have any time. Well, cut down your Netflix. You know what I mean? If you say
Yeah.
you ain't got no money and you're earning $1,000 a week or a month or whatever it is, then budget it. You know what I mean? You got to prioritize things that are going to take you forward. And we're so like surrounded with people that are all about instant gratification that
Right.
they're not really trying to do the long run. They're not
Yeah.
really trying to do things that will better themselves in the very long run.
Yeah, I think with the 24 hours thing, that's the thing. I think each person needs to take account of their own personal situation because, like, for sure, there's going to be instances where it's like, no matter how much time, whatever you're going through, you actually just have to focus on that
I
and
know
put
what's
aside
going on,
your
yeah.
But
creative
it can
endeavor.
never be perfect. That's
exactly,
the thing, though.
yeah.
It can
So
never be perfect.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Yeah,
it's like always just dialing and finding
Figuring it out.
And
Exactly.
that's
man.
something he's always said is like, if you just focus on progressing 1%
Yeah.
every day, or each time you attempt to build that thing, then you know down the track you'll see you've moved forward a 40%. But
That's the one.
sometimes we're fixated on being perfect
Yeah.
and we don't move.
Nah,
at all.
for sure.
What I do believe in is just like with that 1%, if you look at yourself by the end of the year, even if it's just 1%, you're actually going up.
Yeah,
What
100%.
people try to do is that they try to change themselves dramatically.
Straight away, yeah.
And what happens
This ain't
is like,
exponential, man.
they
It's not
can't-
everyone like that.
They can't maintain it.
It's not sustainable.
So what happens
Yeah.
that when they go down, it's like they discourage themselves from going any further,
Mm. Yeah,
or they
yeah,
look
yeah.
at themselves like, oh, I was taking showers and doing all this stuff, and now I can't do it because I'm overwhelmed. But calm down, like still 1% at a time. You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Start off by making your bed. Then continue just having
Honestly,
breakfast.
yeah.
And have some exercise. You know what I mean? But once you put yourself in that routine, it just gets easier and easier for you to say, okay, I need to fix up on this and I need to change up on
sure.
that.
Where'd you get that concept? Was that something that you read, you heard?
Honestly, I do also read a couple of books, and I also watch a lot of
Self-development.
Self-development is important.
Yeah.
Discipline.
And I guess it's just the whole point of life. Like, one thing I have understood about life is that you can never figure it out 100%. So
yeah, for sure.
it's just an always like asking yourself those questions and like always trying to better yourself and just making sure that you're doing as much as you can in your like capabilities to do make those changes.
That's it. We're all perfectly imperfect, and it's not perfection. It's about attaining to get there. You know, it's constantly working towards it. So
There's a reason, like, you perfectly embody Senpai.
come on,
Elder.
Thank you.
full circle in that.
Right, he dropped a lot of wise.
Yeah, I gotta say, Senpai.
So respectfully,
Thank you
Much
for
of
coming on
Senpai.
board.
I knew. Oh yeah,
We
sorry.
need him to, no, I was just gonna say, plug yourself. But
Yeah, for sure.
Carlos, feel free to say
No, I was just gonna say ended with what's your favorite anime right
Ooh.
Honestly,
right now, you don't have to say all time.
Yeah,
'cause
you
that's
can't
tough.
give me Naruto
Yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day.
What are you watching right now? If you're
Yeah.
watching,
I'll be honest with you, I've been watching a couple of animes,
Yeah?
but I still find myself going back to Naruto.
it's
That's this
OG.
guy too,
It's
bro.
OG,
It's just the fact
man.
that it doesn't matter how many times you watch it,
You
you learn
can't.
something
Hey,
new.
that's how it is.
You learn
What?
something
Sexy
like-
clone jutsu, and he's doing the tongue out, being all silly.
yeah,
I'm gonna keep
yeah.
watching that, man.
I'm missing out on this.
You start,
you know-
like, how does he
you
go
know-
from there? Now he ends up in sage mode.
It's like reading a book. Like you can read it
The character
quickly.
development is crazy.
It's like you could read a book 100%.
All right, now we're geeking out.
Yeah,
Character
yeah,
development. All right, now we're geeking
I'm
out. Now we're
missing
geeking
out.
out. What's the greatest arc in the Naruto series?
What's the greatest?
What's the greatest arc? Like
Define the arc. Sorry.
so in terms of like what story plot, like what section,
yeah,
what
yeah,
portion
yeah.
of it?
Honestly, it's just the way that what really amazes me about Naruto is just the character development in each people, and it's just amazing how the creator himself was able to embody those in all those characters, and then at the same time make sure that all these
Everyone
characters
gets it
look
as well.
different,
Yeah,
act
yeah,
different,
that's
sound
crazy.
different, and grow different.
Which one hit you the most though? What
Naruto.
portion of it?
Naruto.
Like,
Naruto.
even aside from the character,
no,
what?
You have to think about
I said Neji.
Neji, but the reason I like about Naruto is that he was neglected, and it's just like
yes.
we can resonate with him for the fact that
facts.
a lot of people, like, when you do things, they won't support you, or they might. I don't know. I felt related to Naruto because me growing up, I wasn't hanging out with the cool kids. I was wearing my Kmart clothes,
Yeah.
hanging around with
Now
normal
that's
people.
drip, bro,
you know
but the
what I mean?
Dunlop volleys. Ooh.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
Come
And
on.
we've all been around bullies and, people doubting us, even like from our family. I don't know, my experience with, especially from family, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But being able to just push through all of that and prove everybody wrong and then prove your self-worth and actually
Bro,
dominate.
man, them all saying, believe it with the thumb. I'm missing out, yo.
Yes.
You're missing out. But the answer we're looking for was the pain arc.
The pain.
That was the greatest.
arc.
That was the greatest section of Naruto, man.
Okay.
That beef when they came to the Lee village.
I think I
Ooh,
cried, bro.
It's done,
I don't
it's done,
know.
it's
I
done.
should have.
Real
He
character
shed a
development.
Just a
gangster
little
tear.
right there.
Leader, you to cry too.
I would have cried.
But hey, man, let's not keep it for too long, man. It's been dope. There's so much
He's
to
got a
come from the
business to run.
brand.
Yes.
Man's got
Plug
business to
yourself.
go on, yeah?
Plug
Plug yourself right there.
Well, my main platform is Senpai Tricks, and I do film photography, digital photography for events, models, creatives, anything really. Just hit me up on senpai.gallery. And if you want to look at my merch and I guess come and get involved in screen printing and actually learn how to do it and collaborate, if you want to bring something new, that is,
Yeah.
find me on Senpai Apparel. And that's pretty much it. Who knows what I'm going to start next? And I have something coming up next.
That's the
but
one.
We'll keep that on the
Nothing,
down
yeah,
low.
Yes, sir.
Get it done.
On that way, look in that
I'm gonna keep it down low till I actually start off and get it done before I speak about
Believe
it.
it.
Yeah.
He's a man of his word. All right, thank you
All right,
very much.
later.
Thank you.